specifically the one for the movie Top Gun, made by Airfix. Been looking forward to this and dreading it, a bit of both, because like I said in the previous videos, some of the things I've seen about it are not very good, but we'll be the judge of that, won't we, Rosie? Because you are going to be making this. Do you want to stick your thumb in and say hello?
Hello.
So, what we're going to need for this kit? Well, first off, we're going to need glue.
We're going to need the thing what you use with nails. We need clippers.
Snippets. We're going to use the special ones this time. Instead of my Citadel ones, we're going to use some special ones. What else are we going to need? Well,
we need,
like I keep saying religiously, when you cut them off the sprue, you need your files. Whether it be professional ones that you can buy actually for modelling kits like these two here, or I've just stolen one off your mum, which are just normal nail files. Also, for the fiddly bits, clippers, and two extras that we might not need. What I'm hoping we're not going to need is this. That's for getting rid of like a lot of plastic, like drilling holes if we need to drill holes or anything. And last but not least, which I will be using, you'll be going nowhere near this, the scalpel. That will be for anything dire that needs doing, but I don't think you'll really need that. Some guys, instead of using the snippets, they'll use the scalpel to actually cut them off the sprues. I've done it before. Sometimes I still do, especially with fiddly stuff. With that, but with this kit, I doubt we'll need it. With that kit, I think them snippets would do just fine. What do you reckon, Rosie? Yeah.
What is this?
That's the fin at the back.
I've never heard of that blue thing.
Oh, the little blue dot. That's just who they fly. That's just a call sign at the back, a badge. That's probably the group they fly for.
Yeah, and that's
right. So let's get rid of these. A minute.
So we don't need them.
That's correct. And let's have a look. Here we go. I haven't even really looked in here yet.
But I have like a million
I know
times.
you have. You opened it up before I could get my hands on it. Right. So what we got? Do you want to hold him up for me? Up over there. That's it. Hold him up so he's sat upright. That's it. Let's get rid of this bottom box. So we've got everything we need.
We'll need that. Alright.
So let's get rid of this bottom box. Now I need that because that's my little turntable I use. Right. So what we got in the box? Well, to start off with, we need to keep that protective on there because that protects the decals, the transfers, whichever you want to call them.
That's our stickers.
So they're not really stickers. Well, you can call them stickers, I suppose. I've always called them transfers, but then some people call them decals. It's entirely up to you. Like I say, everyone does everything differently. That's the whole thing with modelling. You learn something new every day with this sort of stuff. Right, so we've got our instructions. We'll look at that in a minute. Okay. This will be your colour chart, which is going to be dead easy. I've got an idea how we're going to paint this really quick as well with this, because that is really easy. There's no camouflage involved. You just got the underneath, which is a light grey, then you've got the top half, which is a darker grey, and that's it. And obviously you touch up on the ends and in the cockpit as well, and then the missile tips is white. Look,
I think I'm going to play with this, so I'm not going to paint it.
Are you? Well, in that case, we'll cheat a little bit on this one. It's not cheating, it's how you want to make it. But with this, we'll do the undercarriage up. We won't, like it is in the picture there, we won't have the wheels down, we'll have the wheels up. Yeah. So that way you can hang it from the ceiling if you want.
I don't want to.
They're just going to get broken anyway.
Bang! Like
right,
bang,
so let's have a little look in here. And I'll explain to you.
We've always been waiting to look in here.
You what, sorry?
We've always been waiting
take them
to
for
look
me.
in here.
Look after them.
Yeah.
Good girl. Right. Let's see what this is like.
Yeah.
Bear with me a minute. Bear with me. Cockpit, no matter where it tells you to do that in there, we'll do that last. And I'll tell you the reason why we're going to do that last.
Because that's dangerous for kids.
Well, look. There's you, look.
I told you there's a character.
That's you with your little hat.
I told you there was a character.
Yeah, that's you. That can be you, look. That's Rosie Jane.
Yeah, I'll put it right.
It's Maverick, but it can be you.
I'll put it here to be
Yeah,
safe.
you keep that safe. Right, so let's have a look at these sprues. So we got 1,
2,
3,
3, 4,
4,
5,
6. We got 7 sprues in total.
Wait, so there's 6 of them.
So we'll start with this small one first, and then we'll work our way.
I know where to put this one.
We'll work our way through it. So let me just get rid of these tools a minute. Just, you don't need them for now. Because we just want to have a little look at these sprues, what's in the box before we get going, don't we?
Yeah, but
Remember, you're only 5, and you're going to have a go at doing this on your own, like George did with the pirate ship. I'll just be here to guide you, dive in when needed. I'm teaching you. And if we can get this done, because that's a level 2, if we can get this done and it looks really good, result.
yeah. And Daddy, when I'm older, I'm going to know how to do all the models.
Will you? That's good.
But, well,
Right, where's my funky little, as George calls it, my wand. I just use it so people know what I'm talking about. I can point at what people. And I promise I will stop waving it around. Because someone said in the last video I kept waving it around like this, so I will try and stop doing that. But it's hard when I'm looking and trying to describe something. Right, so this is the first sprue. Now look here, perfect example. I don't know if you can see that or not. Let me bring it right up to the camera and zoom in. See this bit here on the outside? That's what I was on about, the excess plastic that you have to file down. Because if you don't do it, when you come to stick it together, it won't stick properly. Then you've got to quickly rub it down and then put it back together again. By that time the glue's gone all sticky, it's everywhere, it's just not good, and then you leave fingerprints all over it. So yeah, I'm not really too worried about the plastic on that. That looks quite reasonable to me. Right, let's look at the next one then. The bottom half is going to be quite big, 172. So looking at this, I don't think that's going to need much rubbing down. That looks pretty reasonable to me. Top half looks okay, but we'll soon know when we get it off the sprue how it's going to go down. I can see just there's a bit of filing going to have to be done on that side and along there as well, but nothing to worry about. Right, the wings, and also Rosie, we'll try and make this so the wings will fold in and out, because on the Tomcats they go out, and then when they go into supersonic mode they fold back.
can you get a drink?
Of course you can.
Thanks.
Yeah, that sprue's fine. I've got this sprue.
Why is it Christian?
So far we're looking good. I can't see any excessive plastic that's going to need dealing with.
Wait, can you please?
I shouldn't be saying that too soon. That's going to need a little bit, the controls. But again, you're not really... Ah, look, there you go. Can you see there, look? That's going to need filing down on there. And the wheels as well, but the wheels, we're not going to worry about them wheels. Look at that, it's terrible on that wheel. We won't worry about the wheels because we're not doing that, are we? Because we're going to have the undercarriage up, so we're not going to worry about them too much. We can get away with that. Yeah. Right, so I want to try and do a quick 10 minutes in, so we're nearly there. It's just the last sprue, which is... Where's the, is it this the last sprue, is it? No, it's this one, isn't it? So like I said, the pilot, that he's got excessive plastic coating on him. So that'll have to be rubbed down on there. Same as the controls there, look, that's pretty bad. But I'm not too... These undercarriages are not really good. But like I say, we're not going to worry with them, so we're going to get away with that, with those, because we're not focusing on the undercarriage, because it'll all be folded up. So, first thoughts is the sprues are a lot better than I was expecting. I was expecting them to be bad, but they're good. So fair play to Airfix on that. To start off with, that's pretty good. Oh, what about the glass canopy? Yeah, that's good. Happy with that. That'll only need a tiny bit of rubbing down, but happy with that. We'll keep that in the bag so it doesn't get scratched. Yeah. Now, what I was saying about we don't need this till last, because the reason is, in the instructions, they'll probably tell you to put this on about halfway through, I'd imagine. But we're going to put that on last, because when we come to paint it, it saves us masking it up. We can just leave it off, spray it all, and then plonk this, glue it on.
If we put that on first, that's mean we will accidentally paint on it.
There's the decals. Or like I said earlier, transfers, whatever you want to call them. So they should go on reasonably well. Obviously keep that on there to protect them. Just want to keep them protected. Now then, we've looked at the colour chart. Let's look at these instructions, shall we? Let's see what Airfix want us to do first.
I haven't even looked at these instructions.
Hornby models, or Hornby hobbies, because Airfix are obviously under Hornby now. So the booklet is not very big at all. It's going to be about 10 pages, I think, not even that, if I'm honest. Right, so we're going to start with the cockpit and pilots first, with the seats, then the controls, side controls, then the front nose, then straight onto the wings, rear wings, then the cockpit's going to go into the actual top bit itself. Then the wings are going to go on, which they will be. Well, we'll make them anyway. We're going to make them fold backwards and forwards. We'll definitely make sure we do that. This looks pretty straightforward, to be fair, Rosie. You should be good at doing this. See there, look, with a question mark.
I'm really expert at this.
That usually means that scalpel I was on about, I'm going to have to use that to drill holes, but I won't even need to use that because I've got a special drill. I've got like a little drill piece I've got that I'll drill the holes with, so we won't even have to touch that scalpel. Looking at these instructions, I won't have to use that at all, so that's good. So this, that bit, that's good. The engines, all the intakes, that looks easy. And the last page, I'm guessing, is going to be easy peasy lemon squeezy. So we can skip 16 because we'll be going straight to this one. Look, because question mark again, it's letting you decide which would you like to do. Have it open or closed. We'll have ours closed because ours is going to be flying. Same as the bottom bit. Do you want them open or closed? Ours will be closed. The undercarriage, we can skip that. The undercarriage, look. But it says here, look, open or closed. And ours is going to be so easy. Even your baby brother could do that bit. Look, just stick that bit on, and that's it, done.
Yeah, and Daddy, I can.
Finally, the missiles to go on, and then actually, good. They've actually said to do it last. The cockpit, look. They've actually said to do it last. And again, you can either have it open or closed. We'll have ours closed. Because usually I've done the kit. I've done an F-14 Hornet with George a couple of months ago before he started making videos.
I can open it.
And that wanted us to put the cockpit on at the beginning.
I can open it if I want to put a character in. And the character.
Yeah, but then we'll have to close it.
Yeah.
But we'll paint them first before they go in. But yeah, this should be quite an interesting build, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
Do you think you're capable of doing this? You are. You're confident. Very good. Very good. If you can do this, girl, you can do anything at that age. Right then, there's instructions. We'll stop this video because we'll do a few bit of trivias on the actual plane itself. I'll do a little bit of Top Gun to begin with, but then because it's more the plane itself, we'll do more in depth on the Tomcat itself.
Why did you slam it?
I just did. See, so it's flattened on the table. Look, see, it's nice and flat, so you can clearly see the instructions properly. So, what bit do you need first?
Like, I'm gonna go for.
Turn it round a little bit so people can see.
Number one is the down bit.
Right, so you need this bit.
Yeah.
So where would that be on them sprues?
It's not on that one.
Some kits usually give you a diagram and numbered on the sprues, but they haven't done that on this one. So you're just gonna have to do it yourself. But there's not that many. Bits on here.
I don't know
But you're gonna need that, is there? Right. There's that bottom bit there.
Well, I need to cut out.
Yep. So that's where we're gonna watch you. Be careful. Always point them away from you. Then cut the actual bit that you need.
Yeah.
So you're going to cut just there, look. That's that. Put down and then just click once. Very good. Well done. Now.
I know how to do these because I use it to clip my warhammer.
Well done. You got it. Now
I know how to use them.
with the.
Number 2 is the seat.
Right, with this, like I was on about, you need to get this. Just file it down very gently. Don't push hard down because you'll snap it, but just gently get rid of that cut that you made so it makes it nice and flush. There you go, very good. Right, that's that bit done. Right, should we stop recording and we'll get building and we'll take photographs as you go along, and then we'll do a few videos in between, I think, because this is going to be quite a long video.
Number 2 is the seat.
Let's go.
Here.
You ready?
Yep.
Let's go.
Bye.
Till he taught her how to shoot. And Daddy didn't play no games, wouldn't let her trade her name for a fake I do. Boy, you better know what you're getting into. This ain't no shotgun wedding that you're used to. The target is you. If you leave her standing all alone at the altar, Daddy's daughter got a smell.
So there we go, the cockpit is done. You're hardly going to see any of this. In the pirate ship, the black pearls on about in cases when you cut small pieces off of screws and they go pinging off and disappear forever. That's just unfortunately happened to my daughter because she carefully cut the flight stick off and it just pinged off, and we've looked everywhere, we can't find it. It just literally pinged off like a rocket. So unfortunately he hasn't got a gear stick in there, but it doesn't matter, joystick, it doesn't matter because you're hardly going to see it anyway. But what she's going to do now is I just explained to her, this needs to be painted now, and we're going to do it.
What's it in there?
Aberdeen Black from Games Workshop, Citadel Base Black, we're going to do it. And also on this stand, so it's going to be easier for it to paint. You ready? Let's go.
Till he taught her how to shoot. And Daddy didn't play no games, wouldn't let her trade her name Before you hear the church bells ring, oh, you better get down on your knees. Get to praying for forgiveness. Lord knows you're gonna need it. Oh, you better know what you're getting into. This ain't no shotgun wedding that you're used to. The target is you. If you leave us standing all alone at the altar, Daddy's daughter got a Smith and Wesson pistol that her daddy bought her hidden in her garter, and she ain't afraid to use it. It's up to you. Are you gonna be blood or just blood in the water? 'Cause she can't help but knowing what her daddy taught, and she's her daddy's daughter. She'll be after you like hands behind a limousine, in a dirty white dress with a fully loaded magazine.
So that's enough of the film, I think. Let's talk more solely on the Tomcat herself. So she made her first combat debut during Operation Frequent Wind, and that was the evacuation of the American citizens from Saigon in April 1975. The F-14As from Fighter Squadron VF-1, the Wolfpack, and VF-2, my personal favourite, the Bounty Hunters, were operating from the USS Enterprise, and they flew combat air patrols over South Vietnam to provide fighter cover for the evacuation route. So she was purely made for the American Navy and first flew in 1970 and started to replace the F-4 Phantom II by 1973. The Tomcat could carry 6 Phoenix missiles and up to 9 sidewinders. Supersonic, she could reach speeds of up to 1,500 miles per hour. So as such, the F-14 was built not just for flight, but to cover great distances at a high rate of speed. So they could rapidly close in on approaching bombers and also hold their own against fighter escorts and prevent Soviet nuclear weapons from even reaching US shores. So now that's the Tomcat covered, let's head on over back to my 5-year-old little girl and see how she's getting on with this kit.
Till he taught her how to shoot. Her daddy didn't play no games, wouldn't let her trade her name for a fake I do. Boy, you better know what you're getting into. This ain't no shotgun wedding that you're used to. The target is you. If you leave us standing all alone at the altar, Daddy's daughter got a Smith and Wesson altar. Daddy's daughter's got a strength in her ways, a pistol that her daddy bought her, hidden in a garter, and she ain't afraid to use it. It's up to you, are you gonna be blood or just blood in the water? 'Cause she can't help but knowing what her daddy taught her. She's her daddy's daughter. Daddy's daughter. Oh, and she's her daddy's daughter. Daddy didn't raise no fool, wouldn't let her date a boy till he taught her how to shoot. And Daddy didn't play no games, wouldn't let her trade her name for a fake I do. Boy, you better know what you're getting into. This ain't no shotgun wedding that you're used to. The target is you. If you leave her standing all alone at the altar, Daddy's daughter got a Smith and Wesson pistol that her daddy bought her, hidden in a garter, and she ain't afraid to use it. It's up to you, are you gonna be blood or just blood in the water? 'Cause she can't help but knowing what her daddy taught her. She's her daddy's daughter. Before you hear the church bells ring, oh, you better get down on your knees. Get to praying for forgiveness. Lord knows you're gonna need it. Oh, you better know what you're getting into.
Okay, so now it's built. Just first things first, the decals, we only managed to get half of them on the plane because we had a bit of a spillage and I managed to salvage half of them. So, but apart from that, I just wanted to point out in the previous photographs, you might have seen my daughter point at those little two fins sticking out either side saying, Airfix, what are these? Because we were both, well, I was more than her, what on earth are these? So I resorted to the film to have a look and I was like, well, they're not in the film on any of the planes. Maybe it's a design flaw in the kit. And I thought they wouldn't have done that, surely. So I started doing a little bit more digging, opening books up, having a good look, just to see what I could find. Pulled out my big boy book, which was my Great Modern Warplanes book. Opened to the Tomcat and boom, there it was staring right at me. So it was a real thing. It's actually called a glove vein. I think it's more on the prototype plane it was used on. But yeah, it's a definite real thing. So fair play to Airfix for putting it in there. Maybe it's an extra feature they tried putting in. I don't know. But yeah, definitely a real thing. Now, let's cut this to one side. Let's go to the next video. And let's see Rosie's final thoughts on this kit. Okay, so this is the closing video. Rosie, let's have your thoughts then. How did you feel building this kit? Easy, hard, difficult? Was it easy or hard?
Hard.
Hard. Why was it hard?
Because we had a lot of pieces.
There was a lot of pieces, yeah. Remember, this is a for intermediate modelers level 2. Because I looked it up, I tried looking at the age gap, but there isn't any. They just say level 1's for beginners, level 2 to 3 is for intermediate modelers. So your class is an intermediate modeler. We have to give you a medal for that Barbie Topgun that you want, don't you? That you keep talking to me about. So, what bit did you find hard on the plane?
I think you
Yeah.
me find these wings hard.
It wasn't hard for me, it was a piece of cake for me. I'm just on about you in general, because you did struggle clamping these two bits together. You got a bit frustrated with, didn't you? You was getting a bit frustrated with that, I see. But I didn't have to dive in on that. You'd done that all by yourself. You just held there, and eventually the glue set, and then we let go, and it was cool. It had set the little bits of gaps in there, in here as well. But you can't help that. That's just how the mould goes. I mean, we've done all our filing down, didn't we? So what else would you say you liked doing about this kit?
Well, this that I liked.
Doing the nose when you glued the nose on.
It's like our noses.
And you done the wings, didn't you?
Yeah. The wings are
I'd say
little
she must have done 85% of this on her own. I mean, all I done was, obviously I undercoated it for her because she was going to have a go and she was a little bit, she didn't really want to do it. So I said, let me do that thing. So I don't really want to play him with sprays anyway. She's a bit too young for that. So I done the spraying. But I wanted to have a lighter grey on the top, didn't we? But that's the only grey that I had. So it's a bit darker than we wanted. But you done all the wash, didn't you? I let you loose all these exhaust fumes and stuff. You done that, didn't you? Very proud of you. So don't be shy with the wash. So she coated it with wash. And also, you'd like to tell him about what you done in there, look, what you done with the paints. When you painted in there, didn't you? The afterburners. Very clever. She dripped. She got an orange and red, and she literally just dripped orange in there first, let it dry a little bit, and then she just dripped red paint in there, and then mixed it together, didn't you? And then that's the outcome. That was awesome, Rosie. Very good. Very good. So what was your thoughts on them?
of
These bits sticking out. Because I just done a little quick video on that just to correct ourselves. Because I was gonna be like, "What is this?" But I thought, no, we've got to search into it, haven't we? About whether it was a design flaw in the wings,
well, I think,
or it was a real thing, and it is a real thing.
Daddy.
Yeah.
Well, I think of those. Everyone, if they buy this set
If they bought it, yeah,
and they saw those, so they had a different one,
yeah,
and then they just cut that off, that would be a bad choice.
yeah. That word, yeah. You wouldn't want to cut them off because when you go to fold them out, you're gonna have a whacking great big hole in there that you'll be able to see right through. So unfortunately,
And it'll be
they got to stay there. But now we know it's on the real Tomcat, we don't have to worry, do we? Just see. I mean, I suppose if you wanted this on display with the veins folded back, I suppose you could cut them off and then paint it and have it fixed like that. But then, if you want them open, just leave it as it is, I suppose, couldn't you? What are you going to do if it hang on your ceiling? Or are you just going to play with it?
play with it.
You're going to play with it, are you?
Play with it and video it.
And video it. Cool. Well, off you go then. You can take and you can go. Do you want to say goodbye?
Goodbye.
Airfix, if you're watching, go on, Rosie, say it. I built your model kit,
I built your model kit.
which is level 2 and I'm 5.
Level 2 and I'm 5.
Well done, you. Right,
Meow.
next time on my video, I have a bit of a break now, but on the next video, I will be doing the Tiger for bolt action because my paints have arrived. Plus I've got my airbrush now, so we're going to do this next. So cool, look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks for watching.
Goodbye.
Please like and subscribe. You don't have to if you don't want to. Like I said, we're just doing this for fun. But want to say goodbye, Rosie?
Goodbye.
Goodbye.